Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spectacular Spider-Man continuation series. Welcome back to the first episode of Season 5. Now if you have not seen Season 3, Season 4, or the Summer Break movie, you're going to need to watch all of that before you watch this if this is your first time on the channel. But if it isn't, then kick back, relax, and enjoy Season 5. Episode 1. The Creative Process. We cut to Midtown High. Construction is just about finishing on the building from the destruction caused at the end of Season 4. Everyone is back for senior year, the last year of high school. Peter is pumped. His life is actually going pretty well for once. He's looking to end off his high school career on a high. He's got the girl, money's not really an issue at the moment either to his concern, and life is generally good. Peter makes his way into the school halls and sees Mary Jane Watson. Every time he sees her, it's like he saw her for the first time once again. We will get a sense that they're really close through the visuals of the episode. They will walk each other to class, talking about how stressful this year is going to be. Not only will they have finals, but they'll have to start thinking about college. Immediately, we get the idea that both Peter and Mary Jane haven't really had the time in any capacity to even think about college right now. With Spider-Man, Peter is only just starting to think about school again. Mary Jane doesn't even know what she wants to do either. They make it to class, and as they both sit down, the teacher welcomes them all back to a brand new year, the final year. But before they get started, he introduces a brand new student that will be joining them for their final year. Her name? Janice Lincoln. Now, Janice Lincoln will be a very mysterious and closed-off individual. Not the same way that MJ was when she was first introduced, but more in a way that there is something a bit suspicious about her. Keep her character in mind, but she will now become a regular throughout the series, the same way in which Flash Thompson and the other catalogue of Peter's friends are. After school, we will spend a few scenes with MJ and Peter. They'll be hanging out and they will be happy. They will grab a coffee together and walk through Central Park. Everything seems to be going well in their lives, especially Peter's life, who hasn't felt this happy in a very long time. And we get the sense that he finally feels like he's won. The city is safe for now as well. We maybe get a slight hint that Peter is taking his eye off the ball. A massive theme of this whole show building up to this final season has been the balancing act between Peter's relationships and personal life and the work he has to do as Spider-Man. We will continue this theme here, but instead of Peter negating his personal life, he will put Spider-Man on the back foot slightly, as he has finally accepted MJ into his life for good. This is when they stumble upon a filming location for a brand new movie produced by a company called Roxxon Pictures. They are filming for a movie called Stiltman. Now, Stiltman will be expressed as this very cheesy superhero movie that this company is trying to produce. And Peter, as an actual superhero himself, will feel slightly mocked by this as well. MJ and Peter decide that they should try and stay out of their way, until they get roped into one of the action sequences as one of the assistant directors mistakes them for extras. This will be a funny section of the episode, as MJ and Peter try and navigate their way out of the film. However, as they do, they will stumble across the caravans at the back of the set. They will both hear shouting coming from inside, and someone hits someone else over the top of the head. They will look at each other with concern. Peter will approach the caravan with caution as he looks to investigate, when a man bursts through the door. Peter's spider sense goes off, but he's not quick enough to get out of the way and gets knocked over by the man running. MJ helps Peter up as they approach the inside when a voice can be heard behind them, telling them to leave immediately. It's the director, Simon Krieger. Peter and MJ run for it as they escape. Once they get to a safe location, she asks what the hell was going on back there, and Peter says that he doesn't know. Maybe it was just a little dispute. Maybe a little falling out. MJ tells Peter that it was definitely more than a falling out. That was really something suspicious. Peter disregards it slightly, but amends that he'll keep an eye on it, once again representing the calm and laid-back nature of Peter's character at the start of this season. After everything is settled, MJ will mention if they're still on for watching a movie later at her place that night, and Peter will say, of course. We will cut to a few scenes later, when Peter will return home. Aunt May won't be home either. He'll give her a call to make sure that she's okay, however she won't answer. Peter will think that's weird, she's usually home by now. He turns on the TV, however, to see that the production of Stiltman has been closed down overnight, after suspicion of violent action from higher-ups over fraudulent activity behind the scenes. Peter realizes that the Stiltman debacle went a lot deeper than he first initially realized. And with all the underground criminal activity that's happened over the years, with Tombstone, Silvermane, Kingpin, and even Hammerhead, he can't ignore this. This could go a lot deeper than he first initially realized. He's dealt with these types before. He also realized that MJ was right. Maybe he should have investigated further. Peter stands up off the couch, thinking to himself that he's going to amend this situation. Spider-Man swings through the city on his first triumphant swing this season. MJ will give him a call mid-swing asking where he is, and Peter will have to give a rain check, telling her the situation. MJ will be disappointed slightly. You'll be able to tell through her voice. However, she understands the sacrifices of being Spider-Man, and that Peter has got to do what he's got to do. During the next portion of the episode, Spider-Man will team up with Jean DeWolf to uncover the mysterious Stiltman incident. Jean DeWolf will still be sour with Spider-Man when she first sees him. However, she will conclude that they have to set aside their differences to help each other. Captain Stacy was fond of Spider-Man, but DeWolf isn't, setting the stage for trust to be built throughout the season between these two characters. During the investigation, Spider-Man will break and enter, using his very out-of-book methods to uncover information. Jean isn't as flexible nor is she as trusting as Stacy, and it will become apparent throughout the coming episodes, especially this one, that she doesn't go about things the same way that Captain Stacy did. Either way, they uncover the mystery of the Stiltman incident, as they arrest someone known as Frank Costa, who turned out to be the man who beat down the other guy that Peter and MJ saw in the truck. The reason as to why isn't fully realized yet, apart from the fact that money is involved. Frank Costa was owed money, thus why he beat the other guy down. It's also discovered through some criminal records that Jean DeWolf pulls up that Frank Costa also had ties to Lonnie Lincoln, aka Tombstone's criminal empire, back during his reign over New York City in Season 1 and 2. And Spider-Man's worst fears about the situation will be realized. This does go a lot deeper than he first initially thought. Even though they don't both agree to their methods, Jean DeWolf and Spider-Man will come to a truce, knowing that they'll have to work together to uncover this massive mystery. Peter will lay out his experience with the underground crime families of New York, and Jean DeWolf will have to accept that. And finally, the filming of Stiltman will be shut down for good, with Spider-Man also saying that if they want to make a superhero movie, they've got one right here. We will also get the impression that Jean DeWolf isn't really fond of his jokes either. After quite an amusing interaction, we will come to the end of the episode where Peter is on the phone with MJ. He apologizes about not being able to make it to the movie, but will tell her that she was right about the Stiltman situation. She will say, "I told you so," and Peter will say that he shouldn't have ignored even the little things, realizing that he may have been slightly distracted. They tell each other goodnight and that they'll speak tomorrow. Just as he puts the phone down, Peter hears the door open downstairs. It's Aunt May. He goes down to greet her when she's on the verge of passing out. Knowing what happened with her heart previously, Peter panics, but Aunt May says that she's fine. She's just swept off her feet with work. After Martin Lee's arrest, trying to run Feast has been almost impossible for her. It's getting harder and harder. Plus, she doesn't have the suave or concrete convincing nature of a ruthless businessman that Lee had, so also trying to find the funding for Feast to stay open is also getting harder and harder as well. Peter sees the stress that she's under and tells her to take a break. May says that she can't. Unfortunately, the world is making it more difficult to live nowadays. She heads off to bed when Peter gets a glance of an overdue bill letter. Peter hasn't seen one of those in a while, but maybe times are getting tougher, and maybe they're in for a rough final year. That is it for episode 1 of season 5 of Spectacular Spider-Man. Obviously, a lot of stuff has been set up here, and trust me, there is big storylines to come. I'm going to give you guys a little teaser now. We are going to also see the return of ESU in this season as well, and it's going to be a massive plot point going forward. You're not going to want to miss the next couple of episodes. They are going to be really big for the series and really big for the conclusion of the whole series in general. With that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care and peace.